we're after looking at the video of the Hotpoint washing machine with the lights flashing. So look at, like a lot of modern electronics, I'm just looking at that, don't know what it means. So what do? I turn to Dr. Google. So you can see here, I've just typed up on the top here the model number of Hotpoint WT540 lights flashing. And just see the second one, all lights flashing, DIY not forums. And so the first thing I see here, somebody talking about power on, all the lights are flashing, machine will not work. Just keep floating through here and see if I see something. Oh, very rapidly. So now I'm going to zoom in here. Somebody's saying, if all the lights are flashing, does that mean everything gone? Somebody says, nope. C17 capacitor on the PCB. See the sticky at the top of the page. Loads of posts on it. Okay, let me just go back up to the top of this page. So I'm not sure there's an awful lot there, but anyway, the first thing is, okay, so I know there's a, looks to me, capacitor problem. So what happens is these are presumably electrolytic capacitors, and electrolytic capacitors can dry out and sometimes expand and get damaged. So let me see if there's anybody else here, somebody else looking at another one. Okay, 5-year-old 540, can't start a program, anybody any ideas? All lights flashing. Okay, on off start can't. So that looks like the problem I have. Okay, there we are. C17 cap and PCB posts here, costing pennies. Great. Yeah, okay, so I'm looking to see if I can find out any more about it. Okay, so there's somebody now saying that it's 1,000 microfarad capacitor, which you can purchase in Maplin's. Said a Maplin stock fee hits 50. Okay, so then they said, look at, well, I just go on to YouTube. So what I went into YouTube, because I now know that I'm looking for a C17 capacitor. So I'm looking at this one here, the second one of these. I just put in Hotpoint WT540 light C17, type that in, and I come down and how to fix a Hotpoint washer dryer for 99p. Now I have gone around looking at people paying hundreds of pounds for call out charge and get things fixed, so it's only 1 minute 23.
Happy Christmas, Mrs. Higgins.
Woodies, we're all homemakers.
Right, so I've done the repair on the washer. It's a Hotpoint Aquarius, which had flashing lights. Every time you press that button there, you have flashing, all these lights were flashing before.
I've been through this before, but I just want to show you.
Onto the board.
Okay, so that's the important thing that I want to watch there. Is, I'll just let it go down.
I think this is on YouTube anyway. Wish me luck to make it work, hopefully. Hopefully. I think this is on YouTube anyway.
Okay, so
wish me luck anyway. I'm going to turn it on and see if it's working.
There's a capacitor there. It looks like a standard
lead work.
Straight up and down electrolytic capacitor. So I think that's what I'm going to be looking at. That's excellent. So I'll just delete that.
Not flashing.
And this guy's tested it, and
yes, fucking worked. It's fucking fixed its machine.
So he has it.
The call out fee for this would have been £100.
Now, I suppose what really interested me is how many people were abusive towards him because he used bad language. And him after showing us how to fix the problem. How ungrateful we all are. Anyway, I just clicked down his information section. And what I was wondering, he didn't actually show us how to fix it, which is a bit of a problem. But if I went into the information section, he says that my washer had a flashing light problem, wouldn't work. I found out what the problem was thanks to the YouTube video. So he tells us about a YouTube video.
Hi, welcome to How to Repair. This video is on a washing machine that has all the lights flashing continuously, and the machine isn't working.
Straight away, that's the kind of problem we have. So I've gone through this video.
We're working, take the top of the board off here. Right, we'll zoom in on this capacitor. It's on C17. This is the most common one to go on these type of circuit boards. Now, normally you would actually use a specialist meter to test a capacitor to make sure it's holding a charge. But as you can see, if you look closely, The capacitor on the right has got a flat top, which means it's good.
So that little capacitor actually is bubbled up there. So what he does later on in the video, he just, as I say, he takes that, he takes the PCB out and solders it down. All right.
You should.
Anyway, the great thing about it is, the purpose of doing this is I look at Google things first. I mean, people have talked about this thing costing hundreds of pounds to sort out if we can get it. I see the other thing is he pointed out that it was a 680 microfarad capacitor. I just wondered, is that...
It has a negative symbol. And here you can see this is 10 volts. In this way, so you always need to take a note of how the capacitor came out. Now, as you can see, this capacitor is a little bit narrower but slightly taller. There we go, we've got the capacitor out now. Written on the side of the capacitor is a minus or positive sign, and on this circuit board you can see a little white mark where I took the capacitor out. That is the positive side. Not all circuit boards are marked in this way, so you always need to take a note of how the capacitor came out. Now, as you can see, this capacitor is a little bit narrower but slightly taller, and clearly on the side it has a negative symbol. And here you can see this is 10 volts at 600.
So again, we can just see that's what I'm looking for. I need to find a 10 volt 680 microfarad capacitor, stick it in. Hopefully that will solve the problem. So I haven't dirtied my hands yet, and I hope we have discovered some information again using Dr. Google. Okay, so and all I'm doing is I'm just doing a quick screen capture of my screen there, and you can see that this is the device that I got to look for here, and I'll just save that. Okay, that's fine.